So the main man, Bernie Sanders, has been working his butt off. Right now, he's going to be striking with Kellogg's workers, and he's been, helping with the Starbucks strike to unionize. He was helping with the Amazon strike to unionize, constantly putting pressure on, corporate conglomerates, people who like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and those guys. So he's doing a lot of work, man. He's really working his ass off. And Joe Manchin just voted no on the Build Back Better bill, which is the reconciliation bill that was supposed to be tethered to the bipartisan infrastructure bill, but wasn't. And so the trashy bipartisan infrastructure package that was actually bad ended up passing. But now the reconciliation bill is pretty much DOA, especially because, according to the reports, the talks weren't even really close when it came to the numbers. So it says Bernie Sanders blasts Joe Manchin over Build Back Better opposition. He's going to have a lot of explaining to do to the people of West Virginia. It says Senator Bernie Sanders on Sunday sharply criticized Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia over the moderate lawmaker's declaration that he would oppose President Joe Biden's signature BBB Act, the sweeping social spending bill. During an interview on CNN's State of the Union, Sanders told host Jake Tapper that Manchin would have, quote, a lot of explaining to do to the people of West Virginia over his opposition to the roughly $2 trillion bill that Democrats have been negotiating for nearly a year. And I will play the clip for you guys now.
Well, I think he's going to have a lot of explaining to do to the people of West Virginia, to tell them why he doesn't have the guts to take on the drug companies and lower the cost of prescription drugs, why he is not prepared to expand home health care. West Virginia is one of the poorest states in this country. You got elderly people and disabled people who would like to stay at home or forced into nursing homes. He's going to have to tell the people of West Virginia why he doesn't want to expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and eyeglasses. I've been to West Virginia a number of times, and it's a great state, beautiful people. But it is a state that is struggling.
So it appears that what Bernie Sanders wants to do is he wants to put pressure on Joe Manchin. And so he says, well, I think he's going to have a lot of explaining to do to the people of West Virginia to tell him why he doesn't have the guts to take on the drug companies to lower the cost of prescription drugs. West Virginia is one of the poorest states in this country. You got elderly people and disabled people who would like to stay at home. He's going to have to tell the people of West Virginia why he doesn't want to expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and eyeglasses. I've been to West Virginia a number of times, and it's a great state, beautiful people, but it is a state that is struggling, and he's going to have to tell the people of West Virginia why he's rejecting what the scientists of the world are telling us, that we have to act boldly and transform our energy system to protect future generations from the devastation of climate change. And he's also mentioning how he just, voted in favor of the huge military spending package, $770 billion. So, you have that going on. So he wants to have him get in front of Congress and actually vote no on it instead of not having a vote come up because they already know that it's going to fail. So that's actually what he wants to do. He wants to put him on the spot to do this. So, this has been a situation where there were a lot of even negotiations between Bernie Sanders and Joe Manchin. Those didn't apparently get to anything. It doesn't seem that the Biden negotiations have really done anything either. And like I said, the reports seem to state that behind the scenes, the numbers never really even came close to each other. So what ended up happening was the failure to attach the BBB bill to the bipartisan infrastructure spending bill was a big mistake, because that was the only leverage that progressives in the House had to force the Senate's hand to pass the reconciliation bill. So now you're going to miss out on child tax credits and all of this stuff that would benefit tenfold society. And, Joe Manchin himself is just tanking everything at this point. And Joe Biden, his presidency is obviously having some really low approval numbers. I would say a lot of that is because he's not really good at touting any possible achievements that he would have. But obviously it has a lot to do with him not doing anything about student loan debt, not doing anything about $15 minimum wage. These are all things that were promised to progressives. Vote for Joe Biden. He's going to get $15 minimum wage. He's going to cancel $10,000, something $1,000 of student loan debt. And none of that happened. Only good things he's done is pulling out of Afghanistan, like seriously good, pulling out of Afghanistan and ending the drone war, which are obviously significant things. But outside of that, there really hasn't been anything.